Welcome back, and hello again, whiskey friends. Today we're doing a 12-year battle of low-proof whiskeys. So make sure you stick around. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Let's kick off the show. All right, guys, welcome back. So today we are doing Black Saddle 12 because I've had some people ask me to redo this video and do it blind against some other things. So Black Saddle 12 year, it's 12-year-old sourced Heaven Hill. 50 bucks is where I got this one. Now, this is one bottle that somebody wanted me to blind this against. So this is Weller 12. These are 90 proof, same proof as Black Saddle. Obviously a lot harder to get, but somebody wanted me to do this, so here we go. And one of the favorites, just a little bit higher proof, obviously. I know they're not all 90%, but we're gonna do this blind. I've had my wife pour these glasses up. They're all, I don't know which one's which, but she's put on the bottom of which glass is what. So you can see that there's stickers there. I'm still gonna mix these up right around here, just so that you don't think that I'm cheating in any way, shape, or form. So let's go through this and see what we get. Here's the first nose. Cheers, whiskey friends. Okay, right up front, a little delicate on the nose, a little bit of caramels. Let's give a little bit of a swirl job, get some air into this and see what we get. Yeah, pretty delicate. Not a lot going on the nose. A little bit of licorice note. Yeah, a little bit of licorice, caramel, a little bit of floral. So let's come back to that one. That's nose one, nose two. Cheers. Hard for me not to drink when I say that. All right, this one's way different. This is like apple, cinnamon, a little bit of floral note on this one too. Not so much as the first one. Pretty normal bourbon notes. Apple, caramel, cinnamon. This one's a little bit sweeter, like a Honeycrisp apple almost on the nose. Okay. So glass three. There we go. Again, we're doing these all blind. I don't know which glass is which. My wife poured these before I came on camera. So, okay. This one's kind of odd on the nose. Okay, butterscotch. A little bit of vanilla, more vanilla forward, butterscotch vanilla. A little bit like vanilla frosting almost. All right, so we've gone through these once. Take a little break here. Go through these again backwards. See if they change at all on the nose, and then I'll rank the nose. Okay, that one's pretty much stayed the same. This has gotten sweeter. Whatever this one is, it's gotten way sweeter. That honey apple note is like, oh, really sweet. Honeycrisp apples, that's the one that I'm. This one's got a little bit more funk, a little bit of nuttiness to it. A little bit darker too. And a little bit more oak. So, between these two on the nose. I'm gonna go with this glass, which is my first glass in order here. 1, 2, 3. For the nose. Now let's go in for the palate. Now I get to drink. Yay. Cheers. Here we go. Starting off pretty good. Easy, easy sipping. Sweet up front. A little bit of rye spice mid palate. The oak comes in very faint towards the end. Let's go in for another sip. I can't do that on just one sip here. Okay, still the same up front. More rye spice mid palate, which I like that spiciness. Pretty medium finish, long, medium to medium long finish. Well, that rye spice is coming through on the finish a lot more than the first sip. All right, let's go on to glass 2. That's really good. I think this is the one that's gotten sweeter as I let it sit there. So it's going for the palate. Okay. A little bit of that apple note comes through on the palate, but it's after on the finish. Right up front, it's a little bit of cherry, a little bit of sweetness. No real rye spice coming off of one to the second glass. Really just falls off for me after the initial flavor. So let's go back for your second sip. Let's give these equal time here. Yeah, man, there's just not much there. It's really short burst of sweetness. The apple comes through on the finish. Okay, there's a little bit of spice, not anywhere near as much as one. It's starting to come through more on the finish. And then I don't hardly get any oak. Maybe just a teeny tiny bit on the very end of the finish that's really super short. So right now, number one's palate is winning so far. Let's go on to glass 3. I will say, wow, okay. Velvety up front, really creamy. Then it spreads out, goes to that oak real fast in the mid palate. The spice comes in at the end. Man, that's a really cool experience doing these side by side. So good call out to whoever, I can't remember who it was, I apologize, whoever wanted me to do this comparison, but way different experiences doing them in this order. Finish is pretty long. It's dissipating. I love the mouthfeel on this third glass. Whatever this third glass is, mouthfeel killer. So let's do this. I'm going to do a little reset. Take a break. Just while I talk to you, let's talk about this while we're doing a little bit reset. So here's the colors. That's glass 3, glass 2. So a little bit different color. Glass 3 is pretty dark. And then I think the first glass is actually a little in between the two. So as you look at color, you look at viscosity on that. What I'm going to do is go back through these one more time, backwards to forwards, give everybody a fair chance in this fight. So here's glass 3. So on the nose, it's opened up a little bit more. I'm getting more of those vanilla notes coming out, barrel char, oak. If you're not smelling this out of both nostrils individually, do that sometimes. It provides a really different experience. I know most people just kind of do this and get both at one time, but if you do each one individually, you'll pick up different things. Man, the mouthfeel is killer on that glass. Love that caramel. Love that finish. I love how it goes to the oak a lot sooner than these other two. I will say this is probably has the longer finish by far of glass 2. It's closer on glass 1. I like that rye spice on the edges of my tongue coming through towards the end. Really digging 3. So let's see what number 2 does here. Second time around. Cheers, whiskey friends, for sticking with me. Just let down by that, man. Sweet up front, cherry, vanilla. Flavors are great. I just wish there was more of it. It doesn't spread out. It's thin. It's not viscous. There's not really a finish to it. I think I know what this one is just by my notes, but let's move on to glass 1 and see how this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and put 3 out between glass 1 and, or excuse me, glass 2 out. It's between 1 and 3. So glass 1 compared to 3, 1 is a lot thinner too, even on the mouthfeel. I will say what glass 1 really has, maybe just an edge over, is the nose. But this is starting to open up more, so I guarantee you the more longer it sits, the more air it gets, it's going to get closer on those too. A little bit of peanut note, more like peanut shell. It's real light, not off-putting at all. Flavors are great. Has a little bit more spice and pepperiness to it in the middle of the tongue, whereas this one, it comes out towards the outside of your tongue for the rye spice. I will say that the finish is maybe just a hair longer on glass 1 than glass 3, but not by a whole lot. Glass 3 really surprised me, so I'm gonna do one more sip of glass 3 just to make sure. I think I know I've got my winner here. Super close, but I think I like the way the experience and the mouthfeel of glass 3 does over glass 1. It's velvety, it kind of spreads out as a bigger experience overall. This one, glass 1 kind of just blasts you with flavor up front and have that rye spice, whereas this one kind of gradually and grows and spreads out. For me, that's a better experience for me, just my personal experience. So let's look at glass 3 and see who the loser is. Let's see who that is. I'm gonna focus on that or not. No, you can't. Let's put it out. Come on. Weller 12. So Weller 12 comes in last place. I kind of knew what that one was once I tasted it, but it just doesn't have any finish. Whoever it was that wanted me to do this against Weller 12, man. Good whiskey, yes. Hard to find, absolutely. Not $50. A lot more expensive because if you can find it, you can't find it for retail. So that one's out for me on price as well as just sheer experience. Now, let's go on to our second place, which really was really good. These two were super close, a lot closer than I thought they would be. So it's either Knob Creek or Black Saddle. I'm pretty sure that all of you could probably guess which was in this glass by the notes, but in case you couldn't. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, look at that. I jinxed myself. Look at that. That says Black Saddle 12 in case you, there we go, BS 12. So Black Saddle came in with a really, really strong flavor punch. Interesting. I thought that was the KC. This is why we do blinds, people. So, super close. And just so you guys know that I'm not cheating, that should say KC12. Yeah, it does. Yeah, KC12. So, KC12 won over the Black Saddle 12. KC12 is probably closer to $100. It's the 100 proof. Black Saddle, I mean, is competing well with this Knob Creek. I mean, obviously, it's very, very close. Surprisingly, it has more peanut flavor than the Knob Creek. It's crazy. This is why we do blinds. I love it. Thanks for whoever suggested this. So, again, you got Weller 12 in third place, the Black Saddle 12-year, which I got this for 50 bucks. I think they're going anywhere from that to 80 bucks, but even if it's 80 bucks, it's competing with Knob Creek at 100 bucks. So you do the math, whatever fits your budget. But thanks, guys, for sticking around. Reminder, thank you guys for your support. And also, check us out every Wednesday night. We do lives. Make sure you click subscribe and like, and we appreciate it. And also, make sure you guys are putting your comments down below about which one you thought would win, what's your favorite, and why. And if you haven't seen this Black Saddle 12, check it out. It's definitely worth the buy. So, cheers, guys. We'll see you next time.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me.